Welcome everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin. This of course is a well-known classic by Sam Cooke. If you would like to learn another one by Sam Cooke, I did Bring It On Home to Me. It's linked in the description box. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like. There's much channel to grow. We just reached 50,000, so let's go to 100,000. Enjoy this one. Thanks. Hello everybody, to my help section. Helping hand is near. Now, what should you practice separately or put a focus on? The chords are pretty simple. You know, we have C. Have a look at the chord also helps understand the accompaniment. We have A minor. We have the F chord. So, wonderful. Every kid knows these chords. And then just in the bridge we have D7 showing up. Now, when you start the melody, we have this bass figure 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And of course there's a syncopation here, so you should start practicing the melody, which is the first verse. We put it in the middle here. It still sounds good in the middle. That gives us the possibility to raise the second verse octave higher. Is always a nice effect, and it still sounds good here. So, and it's also easier to play. So if you want to play an easy version of this, you just repeat the first verse once down here, and you repeat the first verse just an octave higher if you cannot play my arrangement, my little bit more complicated arrangement for the second verse. Okay, so that's the thing to do then. Now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's your tempo, and you should remember where in the melody the syncopation in the left hand comes. That's why you have to practice it very slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and this you should practice this. We have two bass lines going to the next target chord. That is like here. So take your left hand and do a couple of times. To have this in your hand so it doesn't distract you from the right hand anymore. 1 and 2 and 3. So it goes from A minor, sorry. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah, okay. Do that a couple of times, just with the left hand alone, that you get these bass lines in your hands. Okay? Now, then you have, you almost got the we will jump pretty quickly to the second verse because there is more to explain. So we got and G and then we have this, so there was the second part of the first verse, and then comes this bit where we have, yeah, and here we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this you should also do separately, dedicated a moment on its own, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. This is probably the only 16th in this song. Now there's one more, okay? So, but this is you know this from the original, like 1 and then you speed up. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And one more time, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yeah? So the 3 is always missing in the left hand, keep that in mind. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? Then we come to the, what is it called? Where we have these beautiful fills, and we just enter just one bar before the next verse, which is 1 octave higher. We have this fills, and I will show you the component of that fill, because it will come in a only a slightly a different version will come back. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, we come from, okay, last verse. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we have this, which you know from my pop piano fills. Go to my playlist. You know, you should look at more at my playlist. What yummy stuff there is already, and we have in this pop piano playlist we have a lot of fill stuff, and this is a typical kind. We have the drone, the G sounding with basically these 3 notes together. Followers of my channel know this trick already. Subscribe and you're one of the elite learning group. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you bring this together with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do it with me right now. So you know we have this checked. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and one more time. Come on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so, because if you do the harder stuff separately, just 1 or 2 or 3 minutes on its own, that saves you so much time, because what this the average student usually does is plays the whole page and then runs into this. Then he starts the whole page again, runs into the same bar, crashes. So, you know, prepare this and you will save a lot of time. And now we come to the second verse. It's up here. Now 1 and Yeah, great Christian, great piano player. 1 and... So what do we have here? You don't have to play any of those, but you can. It's a suggestion. You know, with the 5th finger, it's harder, but it sounds good. So it's an offer. 1 and 2 and 3 here. So you should also practice this for a minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, that you have it. And then practice it together with the next bar. In my lessons for what do you call it? Is Zeilensprung, jumping lines. Because we're jumping lines, and while jumping lines, this of course applies only to the sheet music readers because it's jumping a line there. And you have to be here on the A minor with a 1, 2, 4. Why that? Because we have the melody on top of the C, so we have to reserve the 5th finger for that. So you should practice these bars, 2 bars together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. And it's the next fill. And you see it's a relative. So 1 and 2 and 3. You see it's coming together with this line, which you now have practiced before. So you're prepared. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And this is how you should practice it, that tempo. 1 and 2 and 3. And they start together here. Remember that. And 4 and now the 1 of the next bar is empty in the right hand. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And only then a little bit. This is probably the hardest bit, like where I play the left hand line together with the right hand first. So give that 5 minutes or 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and same thing. 1 and 2 and 3, and now we have together with a fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what I tell you before, it's just a slight variation. You see? You can do so many good stuff with this one. And it sounds great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. A little variation, but the concept is the same. We do the fill on F between the 5th of the F here and it's like just the same as in C. And again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 is empty again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry. Yeah. No. Sorry about this. I jumped. My eyes jumped line. My eyesight is getting worse. Okay, so now we have this one. And yeah, from A minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Do this also. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. When I practice this, you should remember there's 1 and 2 and 3 and empty. Yeah, there's one empty. So this is sticking out here. Before we had all 8s filled, and here's one empty. Rough little landmarks, memory hooks to keep you, you know, that you can recall it easier. Then it goes on. And then we have this thing again. Same as before, almost the same here. But here we have 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3. And here a little bit here to make this sound fluffier, but you don't have to. These in if you have difficulties in playing this, you just play it for the start, and if you want, you can add that later. And this is leading up now to the bridge. So we arrive here with C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah. So just remember, they're all on offbeats in the right hand, and you have to practice one slowly. They're all on offbeats. You've got to bring them together with the offbeats in the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we arrive at the bridge on G. Okay, remember that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... This easy again? Yeah, and there's the second time we have these 16th notes. I was telling you about it. So we arrived to the bridge. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I know you would have to practice it separately because you have these 1 and 2 and 3. It's here, sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You see the offbeat here, that there's nothing on the 3 that will confuse you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now comes this. Now come in the bridge, the D7, and this is easy. And then the second verse is repeated. If you want to play the easier version, you repeat the first verse. Or the first verse an octave higher, like. You know? And if you were one of the better ones, you repeat the more complicated. And so on. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. So the idea here is that the rhythmic ideas basically repeat. You know, you just have to get a feeling for the offbeat in the left hand and practice the fills, that you really have them in your system, okay? And then you raise the speed slowly. You start with, let's say, that's even too much. I would go about it. At most, probably the first time you touch this, probably even slower, okay? And only then, if you own it, then you, of course, we want you. It's a soul piece. It's a soul piece. I was amazed how fast it is in the original. Like, dung, 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 dung. It's even faster than my version. It was even faster. Let me just check. Yes. That's probably the original speed, okay? So you don't have to get it up to that speed. It sounds great, also a bit slower, but you should probably, you know, what you should... Yes. Sounds good still. Where was I? Yeah, or a little bit faster, but I think this sounds okay. Thanks very much. Now comes the slow replay that you can investigate and learn at your own tempo. If the slow replay is still too fast for you, some say that, then you can use the YouTube player. Slow down another 25% and you have the tempo that you need. See you next time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.